All right, so here is my goal. I'm going to fix all this rust on this channel and this channel. It's all one channel actually. But my goal is to make a piece that'll go around the outside. Then I clean up all the rust. I cap it like right here, and then I plug weld and weld the top, maybe plug weld here at the bottom. So it's gonna be like here. Actually, I'll make a little cardboard cutout of what I'm thinking. But it's basically gonna have to be, hang on one second. Two-inch ID here, 2 1/4-ish, maybe 1/8 ID here. This side doesn't really need it that much. Right here. This side here would definitely need it. You can see all the rust holes, obviously. And I'm definitely seeing that as 2 inches. So, I mean, this would be cool, even though I can tell you right now that's not 2 inches. If I had tubing that was 2 1/8 ID, then you just cut off. That would be probably the easiest way to do it. But this is 2-inch outside. If it had sharper corners, I could use this as a form to make my C-channel, mount it to the table, and bend it up and around that. But it would have this radius because it's not a sharp corner. But with that being said, these are radiused. They're not actually a sharp corner. Huh. No, they're definitely not a sharp corner. So if I used that, that might be the way to go. So I'm going to want to be at least 3 inches, 2 inches, and 3 inches, right? So that's 6, 8 inches. So figure 8.5 inches. I think this is 4. It is. So, yeah, let me use that. I'll use this as my die, if you will. Wait. It'd still be easier if I had tubing that was 2 inches inside diameter and then just cut it. So here's the next question, because that's not the gauge material I've been using for the sides. It's definitely thicker than that. So, so do I have any sheet metal that thick to make my pieces out of? That's too thick. That looks too thin. That might work. That's 10 gauge stuff I used to make other stuff out of. Here's some 2-inch. Maybe that's not. That might be 2.5. I think that's 2.5. But let's check it. Doing this all one-handed. Interesting. That's like 2 1/8. Huh. Huh. Do I cut this? I don't think so. Because then your wall would only be what? 2 1/8. So it would get just to the top of that. It would get close to this. Yeah, that would work. That would work. And it would be good, thick material. I'll put you guys on pause. Alright, I went with the tube as my die. I bent this on my metal brake, but used the 2-inch tube as a die to get the final last couple degrees of bend out of it, because it won't bend this 2-inch width in the metal brake. So I think this will work. Now I'll take some cardboard, probably that Amazon box there, and make a couple templates of what I need to make and cut out of this. So there you go. That's what it looks like all said and done. You can see it's real nice and flat. I'm going to notch it here when it does the bend. But this is about halfway where I want it. We'll go from there. Alright, so that's going to be the driver's side patch panel. I'm bending some pieces out. I may weld a little piece this way. Those are going to be what goes here. It's got to go around this. Actually, on this one here, it's going to go flat. This here is going to go up like this. Actually, now that I see this, I'm probably going to cut it right where it was. So if you see, it's going to be making a U around this and a U around this. I still got to bust out the sandblaster, which is underneath there. Sandblast as much as I can in here. Try to get as much of this shit off as I can. But that is pretty much where I'm at. I may say take the sandblaster and blow in these holes so I can get a little bit better weld. Because I wasn't totally thrilled with how the last guy did the repairs. I just got to work with what I got. I'm going to drill holes here, 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 so I can do plug welds. Drill 2 or 3 holes in this, because that'll go on that one flat port. This, like I said, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut off. I'm going to do plug welds on this side as well. Put you guys on a brief timeout and fit it up there, and if I remember, I'll take a picture of it. Alright, that's my patch panel. I'll push it up a little bit more, probably use that stand to suck it up there. I'm going to drill some holes, and I'll probably weld that all solid. I'm going to drill a hole here, drill a couple down here off the back side, here and here. That way this piece ties into this cross member. This will wrap around. I'll use a vise or a hammer. We'll get all that tightened up. I still got to make a piece that will fit into here, which I'll probably cut this the rest of the way, make one piece that'll fit. But the patch panel looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. I'll mark it up with the marker real quick. Actually, I'll probably sand it on the inside, not necessarily the outside. And no, I'll drill it first, then I'll sand it with some Scotch-Brite or some 220 and paint it with the weld-through primer that's right there, the brake can. And I'll clean the rest of that up underneath there on that side and paint it as well to seal it. And we'll go from there. So a little patch panel came out nice. I'm happy with it. I was kind of thinking, don't know where it went, using that square tubing over there, cutting it and making that work, but this I think will work out better. It's about the thickness as the rest of the car. It'll look more correct in there, I think. So let me get to that and we'll get back with y'all. Alright, that's the patch panel up there. All those little black dots are where I'm going to drill like a 3/8 hole for spot welds. I hit this out to kind of give it room for around that. I plant this right here. If you notice, it's a little bent out to kind of mimic this whole part here. I'm going to weld all that in, and then I'll tap this with a hammer, get it closer. Now I'll probably tack weld in each corner, maybe straight across. I did the same thing to cover this, so I'll weld these two and then make sure it's a nice little crease. More holes that I'll drill for the spot welds for the bottom, and I'll do the same thing back here. So I'm happy with that piece. It'll do what it needs to do. Still debating if I want to do this. I kind of want to leave this open so it has a spot to drain. If you guys remember, I think the title of that video was I Found Dirt. There was a ton of dirt on the floor when I popped a hole in here. I don't know where it was coming in, but it was not leaving. So I may leave this open. I mean, obviously it wasn't structural because it was damn near useless the way it was. Oh, this is probably where it comes in, right? I don't know. Either that damn thing got... I have no clue how it got that dirty. Anyways, so I might leave that open. If I leave that open, I'll do the same thing on this side, where most of it came actually off because the spot welds were gone. This side's going to take a little bit more to weld up, just because it's so much worse. But we'll leave it there for now. I'm going to drill a bunch of holes. I'll probably use that 2x4 to hold it and drill into that. Get a bunch of holes drilled, sand it, and then paint it. It's a good tight fit. I still got a sandblast in there. So we're making progress. That's all I can expect at this point. Alright, talk to you guys later. Alright, I got all my holes drilled in my patch panel. I'm going to take the grinder, clean it up, and then I'll take Scotch-Brite and prime it. I'll make sure this part here is all painted and primed, or at least weld-through primer anyway. So we're about done with this. I'm not sure if I'll be able to weld this today or not. And I might. We'll see. It's taking a decent amount of time to make sure it fits up nice and proper. It'll take a little bit of time to clean it, fit it one more time. I'm pretty sure I already marked. Yeah, I already marked where it sits so I can make sure it's clean all the way to those sections, which they are. This side here I did not do. So, but I did mark it here, so I got to take the grinder and get rid of the paint a little bit further out. I will put it back up and double check this side and make sure I got it all cleaned up. I take the sandblaster. I'm pretty sure I'm cutting this little chunk out. But I want to take the sandblaster. This kind of sucks because I'm going to take the sandblaster and try to get as much of this crud out as I can. I don't have anything to go up there. I mean, maybe a file. I could toss a file up there, right? Yeah, it's just, it is what it is. As soon as it's painted and all looking good, I'm going to use the openings either here, here, and just spray the crap out of it with that rust inhibitor oil that they use back east, just to kind of clean it up as much as, or not clean it up, but prevent it from getting worse, if you will. So yeah, let's go from there. All right, my part's been primed, weld through primer on it. We got more junk underneath the truck again. I gotta sweep that up again. I cleaned and primed that section there with the self-etching primer, not self-etching, weld through primer. I'm going to go have dinner. It is cold. It's probably no more than 55, 56 degrees. So I'm going to let this stuff dry. Reluctantly, I believe that's it for me for the day. I don't know. I say that every once in a while, and then after I have dinner and sit down for a minute, I get my second, third, fourth, fifth wind, whatever you want to call it, and I go attack something else. I might weld today. I doubt it because I want the primer to be dry correctly. So when you weld through it, it doesn't cause a problem, but it does its job and stops rust from growing in between these two panels. So I want it to dry correctly. It's cold, so I think that will wait till tomorrow. I will I think I will see you guys later. I will post this video up. Like I said, I used this tube. I used my metal sheet metal bender. Not a press brake. It's a metal brake, but it's not a press brake. That's a press brake. That will bend up to 1/4 inch steel pretty easily. I use that to make engine mounts, transfer case, skid plates, and other stuff out of thick stuff. 10 gauge or better. The other thing is that red thing. I know there's pictures online about it. I think this will work out just fine. And we'll just go from there. If you guys got any questions or comments, I always love helpful criticism, and I like the haters too because they're kind of fun to listen to. But you guys all have a wonderful weekend. Stay busy, stay safe.